It's September, baby. I'm bringing back the hoodies. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to be doing my September TBR. I'm super excited. I was actually kind of iffy. It took me a minute to make my September TBR because I just felt like the past couple of months with my TBRs, I wasn't getting a lot of my books read. So I decided to make a shorter TBR, or at least I think it's shorter than all my other ones. But I do have a couple of readathons and readalongs here for this TBR. So I'm super excited, and let's just get right into it. I want to jump in to my physical September TBR. First off, I want to read Saint by Simone. I really want to finish this series. My sister just recently gave this book back to me and she loves it, and now I can finally read it. I do have the audio as well, so I'm excited to get to it. Next up, I have Stay With Me. I feel like this book might give me cozy vibes. Who knows, but it's on my TBR and hopefully I can get to it. Next up, I have Emily Henry, People We Meet on Vacation. Listen, I just need to get on the Emily Henry bandwagon. I'm adding it on here so I have the option, okay? Yes, it's September. Yes, it's almost fall, but it's not fall yet. Summer isn't over, and I'm still gonna try and get this read before summer is over. Next, I have Twisted Hate. I really want to get through this series. That's why this book is on here. There will be a reading blog for this one as well. I just need to finish this series, girl. And I also feel like I might want something like Anna Huang writing style thrown in there for September, so she's on the list. Next up, I have Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. This is giving small town, I believe, which gives me cozy vibes, which gives me fall vibes, and that's why it is on my list. Plus, I haven't read a Colleen Hoover book in a minute, so hoping that I get to this one. Next, I want to read Enamored by Giana, darling. I still have not finished this duet, and I don't know why, but I will be jumping into it here soon. I need to get my HEA. Next, I want to finish reading Him by Sarina Bowen. I'm actually listening to the audiobook for this book. I started it a long time ago, and I have been listening to it in snippets. I have a few more hours left in it. I just haven't found the time to plug in and actually finish the book, but hopefully I can get it finished in September. Next, I have Fighting Silence by Martinez. I have never read anything by Martinez before, but I know that she's going to be at ApollyCon next year, which I will be going to as well. So I've been trying to go through the ApollyCon 2023 authors list and just seeing what authors I have read, what authors I want to read, what authors I'm interested in reading. And Martinez is one of them, so I decided to throw one of her books in here, and I decided to choose Fighting Silence. Hopefully it's a good one, and hopefully I like her writing. Next up, I put Promises and Pomegranates in here. It's giving very much Mafia. I've already read it, but I wanted to do a reread, so I decided to throw it in there as well. As you guys last saw from my last video, books I want to reread, this book was in there, and like I said, I don't know when I'm going to start rereading all those books that I want to reread, but why not start now by throwing a couple of them in there, or maybe just one. I think this is the only reread that I have on my September TBR. Next book that I have is actually a physical book that I own. I just forgot to put it in my physical TBR pile, and that is Archer's Voice. I'm actually currently reading that one, so I will be getting to it in September. I just don't have the book on me right now, but it's over there. But just know that it's on my TBR. As well as Things We Never Got Over. I want to read this one as well. It's giving very small town, very cozy vibes. I'm nervous about this book because it is so thick, and I have seen reviews about this book where it's people either absolutely love it or people absolutely hate it. I don't think there's very much an in-between with this book. I think the reason why I haven't read it though is because it's so long. But also, I've never read anything by Lucy Score, so I'm really hoping that I enjoy it. Now, for my read-along and my readathon, let's start with my read-along. I decided to join the Wolf Hotel read-along hosted by, I might not name all of them. I know that it's at That Top Book Girl's one of her favorite book series. I think she's the one who started it, but she has other booktubers joined in as well. I've only ever heard of this series and heard That Top Book Girl talk about it, and she just has raving reviews. Like, she absolutely loves it, so she decided to do a read along, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna join. I was also having trouble trying to find books that I wanted to read in September, and I was like, you know what, why not? And there are a couple live shows happening. I know the first one is tomorrow, not quite sure the time, but I will leave it down below in the description box. But yeah, and I actually have been reading it. I already read book 1 and book 2, and I am currently reading book 3. But let's backtrack. This series is by K.A. Tucker. There are 4 books, and the books are all about the same couple. Now listen, I don't know if you know this about me, but I don't like to read series where it's about the same couple. I never really understood why authors do this. I just wish that they would do one couple in one book, if that makes sense, because it just seems very excessive to do 4 books about the same couple. Like, why can't you just, make one book? So basically, I'm pushing through. You guys will be seeing my thoughts in a reading vlog for sure. We'll be filming it for you guys because this series, I got a lot of thoughts, okay? But yes, I am pushing through. I am finishing this series because of this read along. But anyways, book 1 is Tempt Me, book 2 is Break Me, book 3 is Teach Me, and book 4 is Surrender to Me. And I don't want to say any more because I feel like if I start saying more about these books, then I will, 1, spoil, or 2, just go on a rant, and that's for the vlog. So yes, all 4 of those books are on my September TBR. Now for the Twisted and Taboo Readathon, this will be taking place, I believe, September 16th through the 19th. I will leave all information down below in the comments. I believe this was started by a Novel Life, I know, Peace Love Books as well, and Oh Hey It's McKay. I can't really name all of them, but they're all doing it, and there's gonna be a live show, and there's a bingo board. I will leave a link down below in the description box as well if you guys want to join. I figured I would join this readathon because they give you prompts for the bingo board so you can fill it in. So I found it very fun to try to find books that will fit in these categories that I can read, whether they were already in my KU TBR list or just new reads that I found that would match into these categories. There are a lot of categories. Let me see if I can name them. There's Age Gap, Motorcycle Club, Mafia, Serial Killer, Captor Captive, Stalker, Coach Athlete, and Daddy. And Bully. I knew there was another one in there. If I'm looking this way, it's because my iPad is over here, but let me try and move it so I'm not always looking that way. But now if I look down, it's because I have my iPad here with me. But for Age Gap, I have Give Me a Reason by A.L. Jackson. This author is new to me, and she's going to be at the ApollyCon convention as well, and I figured I would try and find one of her books that would be Age Gap. I am not 100% positive that this is an Age Gap, but I think one of the tropes in it that people said was Age Gap, so I have it for this category. But if it's not, then I have Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. This one is definitely an Age Gap. I have read this book already, and this is one of the books that I want to reread. So if the first one isn't an Age Gap, I need another one that's gonna fill it. So I just added Birthday Girl as well. Now for Motorcycle Club, I have Give Me a Reason by A.L. Jackson because it says that it is a motorcycle club, but I'm not sure because I've never read it, but it could fall into that category as well. A lot of these books could fit in a lot of or most of these categories, but this is just the way that I did it. So these are all on my TBR. Anyways, if it's not a motorcycle club one, then I have it A Me Babe by Tille. I have been saying this around a lot. I've read a couple books by Tille. They weren't my favorites. I know I DNF'd one of her books, and then I finished another one of her books, and I think I gave it either 3 or 4 stars, but I'm leaning more of a 3, and I haven't picked up any of her books since. But I have been seeing this book, and I have seen this book, and I have been interested by this book, and it is definitely Motorcycle Club, so I'm excited. Maybe I'll get to it. Now for the Mafia category, I have Madman by Mila Finelli. This is a for sure one that I want to read because I want to continue and finish this series by Mila Finelli, so I decided to add it in there. And I also have Savage Hearts by J.T. Geissinger. This is another book that I want to continue anyways because it's a part of a series that I started. Then I have Serial Killer. I ended up looking up recommendations. I can't really remember where I saw this one. It might have been in the thumbnail. I know I didn't watch any videos, but I looked it up on YouTube, like serial killer romance recs, and this book cover with the title and the author was part of a thumbnail. So I ended up looking it up, and this one looked the most interesting. It is a novella though. It's called Never Far by A.A. Dark. I've never read anything by her, so I figured I might throw in a novella in here for one of these categories because this readathon is only 4 days and you're supposed to read so many books in 4 days. Honestly, I don't know why it's only 4 days. It should be longer because how? But I mean, I guess that's how it works, you know, to see who fills in the bingo or whatever. But anyways, besides the point. Then for Captor Captive, I have Stolen Heir by Sophie Lark. This is the second book in the Brutal Birthright series, a series that I need to continue and finish, so I decided to throw this one in there because it fits the category. And then I have Stalker. For this one, I'm gonna be doing Forbidden Obsession by Regina Wade. I think this is a novella as well, and this is the book club pick for this readathon, so I figured I would read it because I think the majority of people are going to be reading this one for this category. Then for Coach and Athlete, I was super excited about this one. I knew immediately which one I wanted to read. It is Waking Olivia by Elizabeth O'Rourke. I've heard amazing things about Elizabeth O'Rourke's writing and about this book. I'm not a fan of the cover, but I want to see what Elizabeth O'Rourke is all about, and I want to see what this book is about. And it's forbidden because Coach and Athlete, and I know the heroine has trauma. I've just heard so many things about this book that I want to read it, and it fit in this category, so I decided to add it to my TBR. Then for the daddy one, I did put Give Me a Reason by A.L. Jackson for this one, as well as Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. I know I was told that Give Me a Reason has the daddy kink in it, or he might be a daddy. I don't know. And I know that Birthday Girl has a daddy kink in there, so it fits that category. And I already put so many books on this list that are like more than 300 pages or are 300 pages, and I was like, girl, you only got 4 days. I might start this readathon a little bit early, I'm not gonna lie, but I figured let me just group it in with the other ones just in case. But for the last book on my TBR and for the last category, which is bully, I have Untouchable by Sam Mariano. This one is a dark romance, and I know that it is the book Refuges, one of her favorite books. I've never read anything by Sam Mariano, but I've heard great things. I'm excited to see what her writing is all about, and I'm excited about this book as well. I know the premise, I know it's very dark, I know what it consists of, so I'm ready. I'm not gonna be shook about the triggers in it, but I'm really interested in seeing the hero and the heroine's dynamic and how the relationship is gonna work because of what I know that happens in the book. But yeah, I'm super excited, and I'm really excited that I'm joining this readathon. I think it'll be really fun, and like I said, it got me out of my comfort zone, and it got me into looking and searching for different books to fill these categories. I feel like after this readathon, I'm gonna want to be joining a lot more readathons just because it broadens my horizons. I don't know why I've never joined any before, but I'm excited. So thank you to everybody who made this readathon. I will be linking all the booktubers, all the links for the Instagram, for the readathon, for the readalong, the live shows, what time, everything will be down below in the description box. But those are all the books that I have for my September TBR. Let me know down below in the comments what you are dying to read in September, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.